What are you doing? Well, I'm trying to find a nice gift for Mary. Who? That mute raven chick. She has a name? I always assumed she was just called Mystery Girl. Granted, this is the first time I heard her name. Anyways, I can't think of a good gift. Sports tires are just out of the question. Rayman seems pretty hard, even for me. You know what? Maybe she'll like this. Oh, for fuck's sake. My childhood is so obscure, you probably never heard of it. Argonaut Games was founded in the early 80s in England. If that name sounds familiar, they did that Days of Thunder game that I reviewed last year, and something called the Super FX chip and Star Fox with Nintendo. Never really heard of. Ah, now I get it. While they're together, they made a prototype of a 3D platformer involving Yoshi as the main character, but despite Miyamoto's approval, Nintendo rejected it and ended their partnership. That didn't stop Argonaut from doing it, so they replaced the cute-looking green animal with another cute-looking green animal named Croc. And in 1997, Legend of the Gobbos was released with critical mediocrity but with commercial success, becoming Argonaut's best-selling title. Ah yeah, the PlayStation version.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
But it was also on the Sega Saturn and the PC. We open with a real-time cutscene? That's unusual even for 1997. It looks so cute as well. We see Croc being trained by the Gobbos while growing up, but then this bastard named Baron Dante shows up, capturing the little tribbles, and so King Gobbos summons a bird from the gong to take Croc with them. And basically you have to rescue them and defeat the dreaded Baron. What the hell? There's a password system? What do you think you are, a NES game? Okay, it was released when memory cards were quite expensive, so it's normal for them to implement a password feature. Although it doesn't make any sense on a PC version when the game is saved on the hard disk, but let's not hop on about it. There are 4 worlds to finish, with 10 levels each, 6 normal ones, 2 boss ones, and 2 secret ones. We'll get to that later. Volcano Island, or as I like to call it, the grassy lava world, because it has grassland, and lava, and somehow cheery. The controls can take a while to get used to it. Me personally, I use D-pad, but you can use the analog controls to move Croc, although it's a bit weird. It isn't like most FPS games where the left stick is for forward and strafe and right is for turning. I do move forward when moving up, but you turn when you go left and right, and the right stick is for camera. Sometimes he moves to the direction the camera is pointed, so you have to move it. Basically what I'm saying is that it's a mix between tank controls and analog controls. It confuses you too much, which is why I use D-pad instead. I know. Thankfully it controls pretty well with it anyway. As for other stuff, you can jump, as well as stomping when pressing X again. Square is for your tail, and circle is for doing a 180. Simple really. Your objective here is tail time! Now that I got that out of the way. Your objective here is simply to get to the end of the level and move on. But you also have items that you can collect, like crystals. Yes, they add like rings in Sonic. Guess it was too late to do the F and Hedgehog jog at the beginning. Not only do they serve you as health, but accumulating 100 of them gets you a new life. They are also called gems that unlock a special door mostly at the end section. Some are hidden in boxes, others are in plain sight, and a few are disguised as regular gems. Beneath these doors are special challenges and minigames to get to the 6th Gobbo. Most of the time. In the desert world, all the challenges beneath the doors are basically races against this ghost that steals gems, and once you get to the gong, you get the key most of the time. I don't like these at all, feels rather repetitive. Speaking of Gobbos, there are 6 in every level minus the boss ones and the secret ones. Some are in plain sight, others are either locked in the cage, hidden in boxes, or in these silly minigames. Getting all of them in every 3 levels unlocks a secret stage where you get a puzzle piece at the end of it. The levels themselves are basic and semi-looking. They're divided in sections that kind of ruin the pacing when going in between due to the load times, but they can have some quirks on the later stages like rotating platforms, boxes to push, the stealth into the desert world. There can be some bullshit like underwater sections, dark places where you must pick up light jars, fucking tornadoes. As for enemies, you can just tail wipe them or stomp them, but after some seconds they reappear. God damn it, those are only reserved for sheep platformers, not this! Actually, you can get cheap at times, like these devil ones that launch fireballs at you. They make their version with mucking bars a pain in the ass. The boss levels have this pattern: 2 sections before the boss, usually set at night. The last boss station of the world will have a cave section. The only one that is unique for me is the fight with this Neptune looking thing. It's entirely underwater. I don't like these a lot. Croc moves slower and the swimming controls are just a zigzag mess. I can see why the water sections were used very often. Back to the bosses. There are mostly 3 heroes and some of the time you attack them when they have these tired parts. There are some unique ones though. The ladybug one is where you have to hit them twice. You tail wipe and then stomp them. For the last boss of the snow world, hitting them will shatter into parts, and in the first boss of the castle world, you hit them by leading the bombs into the springs. Don't you just love it when hitting them the last time usually just stops their animation? It feels anticlimactic. Speaking of unique, the last world is also that, with tricking blocks, speedy enemies, gyrating blocks that change from this fellow, the works. Too bad it is just a big old test of patience. Most of the time you wait until it's clear to go. Kind of boring, but also interesting at the same time. For the last boss, it's also unique as it has 3 stages. First is the shockwave, then the charging, and finally the flying attack. You hit him 3 times after the attack in all the stages. Well, I felt nothing after that. Don't worry, as you save the king, you're greeted with the Gobbos running a statue of Croc, celebrating your victory. But you think it's over? No way! After collecting 8 puzzle pieces, you unlock the secret 5th world, the Crystal World, where you get to play the harder version of the past worlds. After playing these 4 stages, it's off to the confrontation with Crystal Baron Dundee, where you just hit the gongs and make sure they play at the same time. Apparently easy to sound. And your reward is the most anticlimactic bonus ending I've ever seen in a video game. Just you grab the remains and you leave. Roll credits. Still better than your X-Men video? Hey, fuck you! Well anyways, I'm going off to your friend's birthday party. I hope you go there too. Hey, relax, I'm almost done with this. For presentation, even with the warbring and disappearing polygons, it doesn't stop the game from being this good looking. Very colorful, very animated, and best of all, very cute. How can you stay away from these enemies? So pretty. Everything seems so cutesy looking, and even sounding, especially Croc and the Gobbos. Look, I like cute animated characters, okay? I'm sure you like them too. Music is also great, cheery in the first 2 worlds, creepy in the cave sections, menacing in the castle levels, and catchy in the desert world. So that was Croc. It's above average to me. It can get really hard in the later stages of course, and the controls take a bit to get used to, but it's still an enjoyable game. Unfortunately, it's not released on Steam, nor on GOG or the PS2 either. You either track a used physical copy, or just download an ISO of the PC version from my abandonware. Hey, I'm too overlooked to get this tight close, what are you gonna do? Well, hope she'll like this. Look who showed up just now! Sorry for being late. Hey, don't worry about it. Oh, this is my friend and former partner, Chase.
Hi.
Come join us, Sassy.
You can talk?
Well, kind of. I had throat surgery a week ago. It's a prototype and I was their guinea pig, but now I'm almost back to normal.
Glad that you're still in one piece. She's always in one piece. She can go back to life like myself. Well, hopefully when I accidentally die, I'll get a good quirk before reincarnating.
Are you alright?
Kinda. Not really. I'm having a feeling you're not gonna like this.
Look. Even if it's subpar, I will take it. Unless it's boobsy 3D or bad rats, or any of bad quality, I will take it. I promise you.
Really? Well, here it is.
Oh god. I always wanted that game. Ever since I saw it on the shelves.
You never had this game?
Only have the sequel.
Well, either way, it isn't much. I could just get something better for cheap and
Thank you so much.